Well, it's supposedly the top university in the nation for academics and home to countless distinguished alums and some not so distinguished. But Harvard University ranked one of the worst, not one of the worst, the worst school in the country for free speech, according to a new survey. It comes after 9 faculty members there face calls to be disciplined after voicing so-called controversial opinions. Joining us now to discuss is President and CEO of the Foundation for Individual Rights in Education, or FIRE, the organization that conducted the survey, Greg Lukianoff. Greg, thanks for being here and for talking about free speech and the state of it on campus, or the lack thereof. Did it surprise you how low Harvard ranked, and why is that?
Not really. I've been doing this for 22 years now. I've been watching free speech on campus, for almost my entire career. And elite schools always do badly. And it's always a question of which elite school ends up at the bottom of the list. So last year it was Columbia. In some ways I actually maybe kind of expected Yale to do a little bit worse than Harvard, but Yale was still in the bottom 15. And Harvard has a really bad record, particularly over the last 10 years when it comes to defending academic freedom and free speech.
And what does that mean? Is that for students? Is that for professors? Is it for everybody? And how do you get a negative score? Which Harvard got a negative score?
Harvard got a negative 10, actually. And the bottom 3 schools were Georgetown, University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, and Harvard. University of Pennsylvania got an 11, Harvard got a negative 10, and you get a negative 10 because every time you have like a disinvitation or you don't stand up for student rights, you get a minus, or you don't stand up for professors' rights, we give you a minus. We weren't expecting anyone to actually get a negative score, so we rounded them up to 0. But the main thing about the survey, and Harvard people are all trying to dismiss it now, I'm like, it is the largest survey ever conducted of what students think about the environment of free speech on the ground. We rely on 4 additional databases to come to this conclusion. And it's not like we have it out just for all elite schools. UVA finishes in the top 10. University of Chicago always does well. But yeah, schools like Yale, Columbia, and certainly Harvard, I think they earned their spot there.
And how do they explain it? Like, do they know how authoritarian the viewpoint, one side of the viewpoint is there, and they don't care? How do they explain it away?
They have a hard time believing that they do this badly in relationship to all these other schools, but particularly like I said, I've been doing this for 22 years, and big state schools with more working class kids just tend to have a better environment for freedom of speech. And we've been trying to work with Harvard at FIRE, for years and years, but they've been hesitant to reform. Now there is a movement led by some Harvard professors to actually fight back against this. So hopefully this will be a wake-up call to Harvard that they got to change something.
Yeah, there is an academic freedom. I know a bunch of professors have come together to say we just need the ability to publish and speak without being told exactly what we can publish and what we can say. Greg Lukianoff, thanks for doing this study. We appreciate it. It's great to get the insight.
And you can check out all the numbers at thefire.org.
Thefire.org is the website. By the way, we reached out to Harvard for a comment, but like FIRE, we have not heard back, and we don't anticipate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it.